My name is Nick Floyd. I have a long history with Magic the Gathering. I created the Dandan variant. Now I'm creating this. Welcome to Magic Storytime. This is Magic Storytime, Episode 6, where I qualified for the Junior Pro Tour, Salt Lake City, late spring 1996. In the late spring of 1996, my friends and I went to another Pro Tour qualifier in Salt Lake City for a pro tournament that was happening at Origins Game Convention in Ohio that summer, and for the Junior Pro Tour that was happening at the same time. In the early years of the Magic the Gathering Pro Tour, they had an adult division and a division for players 18 years old and younger, the Junior Pro Tour, who would play for scholarship money. Well, this qualifier was my last chance to play for the Junior division, so, though I was planning on entering the General when we got there, I changed my mind and signed up for the Junior. I figured, what the hell? I might place higher in the product prizes, and I really didn't have expectations that I'd get on the Pro Tour. I didn't even know when the pro tournament we were playing for was. So the way it worked is, the junior players were to play with all the other players in the Swiss rounds, and when they were over, they would announce two top 8s, a regular division and a junior division, and both would play for their qualifying spots in their respective pro tours. This was because there were not enough players who signed up for the junior division to have their own Swiss. I had brought a janky deck of my own creation that was built on mana denial with Armageddon, Strip Mine, and Ice Manipulator. My deck was running a massive amount of mana dorks, so that I would have mana through repeated Armageddons. Llanowar and Findahorn Elves, as well as Birds of Paradise, made up most of my mana base. And I used Stormseeker to attack my opponent when he couldn't play spells and had full hands. Type 2 still had a restricted list at the time, so I was allowed one Black Vice. It wasn't very consistent, and if the early game didn't go right, it would fail, especially against stronger players, and it didn't work most of the time, but when it did, it was fun to play. I expect it was not so fun to play against. I don't know how many players I defeated in the Swiss. Not many, possibly none. But when the two top 8s were announced, I was 8th seed in the junior division, and would be playing the other top 8 juniors. I shouldn't have been there. My deck hadn't worked all day, and I expected to be eliminated quickly. Instead, I won repeated matches, sweeping them all. Suddenly, it was me and the first seed in the junior top 8, playing for first place and the Pro Tour spot. I was just dumbfounded that I had made it there. My deck was just finally starting to click, and I won the final match pretty handily. The tournament organizers were congratulating me and gave me the product winnings. I think both the second place finisher and I got the inaugural Pro Tour collector set that contained the top 8 decks from the first Pro Tour from that January in gold border in a special collector box. Today's internet says that it retailed at the time for $125, but I thought they were $250. In any case, there were only 20,000 produced, and they were a cool collector's item to be sure. My box is number 15,982. I was also told that I got an invite to the Junior Pro Tour in Columbus, Ohio that summer. Wait, when is it? July 6th and 7th during Origins Game Fair. Damn, I can't do it, I told them. I have a family obligation that weekend, and I can't get out of it. There's no way. They asked me if I would like to give my spot to the second place finisher, the opponent I had just defeated and who was still sitting across from me with his own prizes. Absolutely. I can't go. He might as well get the opportunity. He probably deserved it more than me based on our overall tournament performance. So, in 1996, I inexplicably qualified for the Junior Pro Tour, but had to turn it down due to a family event. So I could not go to Origins Game Fair in Columbus, Ohio in 1996, but in 1997 was another chance when the U.S. National Championship was there. My Intimidator video already describes how I did at regionals in 97. Columbus would have to wait for the following year, where I would play in U.S. Nationals, but that's a magic story for another time. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment.